Welcome back to CRS Season 4, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Bahrain for the beginning of what will be a 15-round season. I'm excited, everyone is excited. Faco says the intro is sick. I can't take all the credit for that anyway. Anyway, Bahrain, the secure Grand Prix circuit. There are 15 turns here and 3 DRS zones. Yes, indeed, there are 3 DRS zones. I can't believe I forgot. And as we can see, might as well be 14 corners here instead of 15, as turn 15 is basically just a kink. Leonard, nice intro. Yes, I wonder who created it. Well, it wasn't me. Oh, wait, what's going on here now? Right, so we are just waiting for everyone to lobby up. Hang on, something's gone wrong here. Always got to work out the kinks in the first stream. But we will be going racing in approximately 8 minutes, with any luck. Well, it should be qualifying actually. And it should be a full grid of 20 cars. There's going to be a few differences from the lineup. And you know what? Speaking of the lineup, we've got that coming up right now. Let's see how things have changed since Season 3. It's all change at Constructors' Champions Aston Martin. Lead driver and Season 3 runner-up Lennart has departed the team and his place has been taken by Simon V8. Also departing is Dirk. His place has been taken by Cyril. Not Cyril Abiteboul, just Cyril. Cyril Square, however you pronounce that. Never mind, Cyril. We'll call him Cyril because that's what you do. Season 3's third place man, Ivan Hafterkamp, remains at Red Bull and he's newly partnered by former AlphaTauri man, Kane. Having won 2 races last season, Ivan will be hoping to improve that performance and maybe win his first title. Kane, meanwhile, will be looking to improve on his consistency after a rather topsy-turvy Season 3. The driver lineup at Mercedes is unchanged. Pookie and Hyper remain with the Black Silver Arrows. Both drivers won races in Season 3, and with Pookie taking part in his first full season of CRS, he'll be hoping to mount a challenge for the championship. Former Ferrari driver MK Bendixen takes the first seat at AlphaTauri, with former Tier 2 driver SBG taking the second seat. Both drivers will be looking to prove themselves, with Bendixen a strong contender with the podium places in Season 3 and looking to win some races. It's also all change at Alpine as Season 3 champion Fakeaways departs for greener pastures. Second driver Sam has also completely departed the series, and so Alpine has a new driver lineup with Marcy, Mark and Laxer17 taking the drivers' seats. Both drivers are relatively unproven, so it's anyone's guess as to how they will perform. Yet another team with a completely new driver lineup is McLaren. Den Boomer and Julian de Bowman have departed the team and been replaced by Stygian here and Dimitri. Only Stygian has prior experience with CRS, when it was still CRT I believe, while Dimitri is a newcomer to the league. We'll have to see how he performs. Ferrari's new driver lineup consists entirely of former teammates of Season 3's championship contenders. Dan Edwin left the team that is metaphorically red for the team that is actually red. Whilst Dirk departed Aston Martin, swapping British Racing Green for Rosso Corsa. Both drivers were reliable backups to their teammates in Season 3, but can they be a championship contender on their own? We shall have to see. Williams has also got a new driver lineup this season, with former Tier 2 driver Aiden and newcomer Rob taking the seats of the famous British outfit. Whilst Rob is unproven, Aiden showed some strong pace in Tier 2, so maybe he has some championship potential. But all will be revealed at round 1 in Bahrain. Haas takes on rookie Roger Cito and long-time midfielder Mokrane. As with Williams, Roger Cito is unproven, but Mokrane has proven himself to be a solid driver, but perhaps not of championship material. Nevertheless, you never know these things. Maybe Mokrane will be the champion this season, but we won't know until Bahrain. And finally, the team that finished dead last in the Constructors last season finds itself with perhaps the most spicy of driver lineups. Lennart and Fakeaways take both of the seats at Alfa Romeo. Lennart, the Season 1 champion and Season 3 runner-up, partnering his Season 3 rival and eventual champion, Fakeaways. These drivers are of an impeccable caliber, and it will be very interesting to see how they perform in the same team. Will there be any team orders? Will there be squabbling for positions? I think that may well be a given. This could turn out to be another case of the Silver War. Another case of Hamilton versus Rosberg in 2016. This could be shaping up to be something similar. Lennart versus Fakeaways 2022. And so, without any further ado, it's time to move on to the stream. We're moving into qualifying at Bahrain, Round 1, Season 4. So, that was the lineup. For the most part, we've got a few differences since that video was made, actually. That was a pre-made video, and things had to change between between now and then. Dimitri has actually withdrawn his entry from the series, and he's been replaced by a former driver from the previous season, Jurancic. He's currently under a different name, Balaz. What is his name there? Oh, that's not what I wanted. He's still Jurancic. He's just switched his names around. And that's something I meant to turn off as well. The Steam overlay. I've had troubles with that in the past. Hopefully it won't give me too many issues today, though. As for a few of the other drivers, we've got some reserve drivers taking part, as not everyone has signed up. So Cyril failed to sign up, and he's been replaced by Afra53, however you pronounce that. We've currently got 18 drivers on the field, so we'll have to see who's around. Roju, that's got to be Rojacito. Chest Day, who is that? If you can spell my name, just Balaz. Okay. We'll call you Balaz. I don't know who DNA X. I'm not certain who that is. I'll have to maybe check the Discord. Who's Chest Day meant to be? Let's see. Let's check the Discord. Oh, I've got to log back in because I switched my two-factor authentication. Okay. That's slightly irritating, but things happen. And I got to verify with the capture, so... technical difficulties. We always got the technical difficulties. Wouldn't be me without them. If you're wondering who I am, by the way, if you're new, my name is not Carbon Racing Series. That is the league in question. I am Still Guns, your British commentator and host for this evening. Most of the people in this league, though, they're Dutch. Most of them are, anyway. Not all of them, but most. So I'm kind of the odd one out here. But if that helps bring the league to a larger audience, then so be it. I'd like to help make this league, I guess, kind of a household name as far as F1 leagues go. I want to see us up there along the likes of WOR and PSGL. That would be incredible. To hear our name mentioned with those leagues, where great drivers can come and play. I'm still having technical difficulties.
Ready. Predicts take a car.
Yeah, something's being my phone keeps deciding to for some reason implant a completely different code into the game for some reason. And some people forgot to take some cars, so phone is just automatically inputting a code. I'm being rate limited, so I can't check on who Chest Day was meant to be. Irritating. Pardon me. With any luck, people can hear me. Can I turn the chat on? It does not appear to be wanting to work. Oh, I know why the chat isn't turning on. Because I've lost all the hotkeys. So I can't turn that back on. I'll have to rely entirely on the phone. Oh my god. Phone has a mind of its own, putting in a completely random authentication code. I don't know why it's doing that. We'll just ignore that issue for now and sort it out later. So, welcome to Bahrain, and I'll keep an eye out for any technical difficulties, like my PC might do. Everything looks smooth right now. First car out. Oh, few odd things going on. Let's turn on things like the track map and lap data and tyres. Everyone's going out on the soft tyres. And the first man out on track, it wasn't a Mercedes. So Ben Dixon and SPG look like they might be in the wrong cars. Not certain. Oh. So the first man out on track, I think, was Gwynsander. Indeed it was. So Williams is the first track team out on track for this season. Car number 19. But I reckon we're going to be having a few car number 19s, you never know. Unfortunately, you can't have unique race numbers in multiplayer. You might have 3 car 19s, or maybe entirely a grid. A grid made entirely of car number 19. Behind Gwynsander is Roger Cito. Car number 27. Trying to beat Nico Hulkenberg, and I could see why. Pookie is just entering turn 9 and 10 right now to begin on his outlap. Right now, though, we'll stick with Gwynsander as he's the first man out on
the track. He'll get the first time lap in on the board. And he'll set the benchmark unless he... what's the word? I can never remember the words off my top of my head. What's the word I'm looking for? Benchmark. It was at the benchmark. Or did I already say that? Don't worry about me. I swear I'm a professional. I'm not a professional. But we'll see how the things go for Gwyn Sander here. As I didn't catch what his Sector 1 time was. Comes into it's turn 9 and 10. Or the evil corner at the best of times. But Gwyn made it look easy. CRS is wide open as he heads into turn 11. I always find 11 and 12 to be perhaps the trickiest set of corners on this circuit. Though I think it's turn 5, that's not great either. 105.3 in the Sector 2. Have to see what Roger Cito does. 106.5, so he's already about a second and a half down on the Williams. And Gwyn Sander is a fairly decent driver that I've seen. The car didn't look too happy on the exit of 14, but he's gone 126.8. It's better than what I'd be able to do. And someone has gone around at turn 12. That is a McLaren. It's not Balaz, it's Dips. Who's Dips again? People are going to have to remind me of these things. Ivan now goes 0.3 faster than Gwyn Sander. Hyper in the Mercedes has gone third. SBG in the AlphaTauri, 127.8, which means Roger Cito is the slowest driver so far. Pookie goes slightly behind Ivan. And both of the Alfa Romeos, car 92 Linnet, the Season 1 champion and the Season 3 runner-up, and his teammate Fakeaways in the other car number 19, coming through turn 11 on his outlap. Meanwhile, Kane has gone P1 so far, 126.4. About 900ths faster than his teammate Ivan. Dips has already invalidated. Not a great turn of face for the McLaren. And Leonard begins his lap now, so this might well be magical. But then again, I'd leave the magical until Q3. Q3 is where the top 10 will be set, so that's where pole position will be decided. Leonard will be looking to make up for the upset of the final race of Season 3. He lost it. He lost the championship on the final lap, I think it was. And he'll be looking to get to that elusive second championship. Right now, though, got to take it easy through qualifying. Got yellow flags all over the place. I'm not certain why there's no cars going that slowly. It's purely on the straights. The weird back straights, or whatever they are. Through turn 11. I didn't catch a Sector 1 time. I'm silly. Didn't pay attention. But Leonard is just breezing this car through these turns much better than I would ever be able to do. 104.9, I think that Sector 2 was. And I might be potentially having a few frame rate issues. It doesn't look so smooth on the screen. That's not great. Across the line, though, and he goes a 10th faster than Kane.
More like 900ths. And Faco goes 200ths slower than him. Oh, this looking very spicy already. And Afari taking it slowly. I don't think he had a very good exit on the turn 14, maybe.
Dips, though, sets a time. Finally, his tyres will be looking a little worse for wet. Only a 128.6, so slowest man on track so far. Behind the two Haas's, which is a very familiar position for the Haas's if you've been watching the real life season. Familiar in that they're quite low down the field. Most people are in the pits. Chest Day is coming in. Oh, and Dips is retired. What happened there? Unfortunately, I can't see. I think he's just decided, nope, I'm not continuing with this. So currently, I don't think there's anyone on a time lap. Both the Alpines are on outlaps. Mockrane might be on a fast lap here. Car number 68, going through the final set of turns now. Nope, they're both coming in. Maybe Rogacito won't like that. Affery has had a bad lap, but we knew that because he wasn't taking it very quickly through Sector 1. But he should be on a proper attempt now. Ben Dixon is also starting his timed lap. Flying lap. I don't think Affery's had a very good turn 1 there. He looked very sluggish out of the exit. Going into turn 4. And the car just looks a bit slower than it really should do. Maybe he's set it up wrong. Or maybe he's just not had enough practice. But maybe he'll be faster than what I could do. I don't know. We'll see. Into turn 10. Just about kisses the curb. Hugging the outer line. We saw Ben Dixon in the background there, looking maybe a little out of shape. Don't kiss the inside curb here, it will send you spinning around, as Dips found out. Down the non-DRS straight, the one straight without DRS here, towards turn 14 and the practically non-existent turn 15. I don't know why they call it a corner when F1's weird sometimes. Affery goes 10th, 126.9, just about breaks into the 126s, and Ben Dixon behind goes... Oh, he must have invalidated here. That didn't do anything. Hyper now on an outlap, as is Balaz, and that looks like Gwen Sander as well, looking to improve. Anyone on a timed lap? I think Hyper might have overcooked it a little bit there. Yes, indeed, he hasn't invalidated on my screen, but I think he knows that it wasn't a great lap, so he's going to cool down, not use up his tyres and fuel, and he lets the McLaren go by. That is Balaz, the one McLaren left on the field, as Dips retired. Lots of tyre marks on the inside of the corner there, and Balaz has backed off. And he's letting Gwyn Sander go by. Oh, hello, we got thingamajigs going on. Oh. Oh, and he got a bit tail happy there. I was just looking at the screen there. I'm going to have to... what's the word? Yeah, the stream doesn't look great. Dips is Stygian here. Okay, that's who Dips is. I'm gonna briefly tab out because I'm having issues. With the, it's irritating that things are happening this way. But things like this happen. So So apologies for the technical difficulties. We're having some frame rate issues. Unfortunately, I don't know why it happened. I guess I just have to try and live with it. Let's see how this goes now. Right. In that short amount of time, both the Red Bulls have retired from the session. They are happy with their times. And it looks like it's going to be an Alfa Romeo versus Red Bull fight this season. Who else should we look at? Dan Edwin. He's on outlap. By the looks of things, Pookie has retired. He should be in the pits. Dan Edwin going for another attempt. Car number 13. Trying to beat Pastor Maldonado. What's going on here? Something has, Have I clicked the wrong button? Something's gone wrong. Sorry, it looks like we're still having some technical difficulties here. Because for some reason it still says it's looking for a game to capture, and yeah, okay. This is a bit irritating. Come on. What's going on here? Has the stream paused or something? I don't know. Nope. I think the stream paused, actually. So, just iron out the kinks in the work. These things happen. Nothing is going to be perfect, as we've missed most of Dan Edwin's lap there. He hasn't improved, though. He's, I think, a 10th and a half down on previous best. We watch Mockring. Ooh, that was a bit close, Mockring. At least it looked a bit close. Maybe. Rogacito is 3.6 seconds down on his previous best in Sector 1. So I don't think Rogacito... Actually, no, that was his previous lap, sorry. Things have gone a bit wrong there. He was up on his Sector 1 time there. So ignore me. Past me is bad me. And Ballas has retired, so don't... I thought something he'd crashed. Nope, he hadn't. He just pulled into the pits and decided that's it for now. Leonard has also retired. People are going to be starting to retire in droves now as things steady out. I'm going to actually try to check a few... We'll finish the lap first, and then I'll start fiddling around with my graphics and see what's going on. So, across the line goes Rogacito. He does improve to P14, 5.58 of a second faster than his previous best. Mockring on an out lap. Now on his fast lap here. Into turn 1 he goes. Right on board for a little bit. And this, I think, is Mazepin's car. Given that it says Haas on the halo instead of 1 and 1. So through turn 1. No, not turn 1, turn 4 even. Sector 1 hasn't appeared a time there for me, so that's a bit odd. Oh, what's going on there? Mockring has left the session, so he... Oops. Mockring has instantly pit because he has technical difficulties. He always has that. It's a bit irritating. Rob is ahead of his teammate Afari. No sign of Dirk anyway here, so I think maybe he's missed out. Mockring has joined now, and there's been a spin. No, that it's Roger Cito actually who's decided to retire there. Unfortunately, that means with Mockrain's connection issues, he's going to be knocked out of Q1. So we'll see Stygian, Dips, Mockrain, and SVG knocked out in Q1. And Marcy has also apparently seemed to have had a technical issue of some sort. Connection. Both Aston Martins now on flying laps. Affery coming through turn 10 onto the back straight. Final two cars on the track. And Rob just about started his lap in time. Affery looking to improve. But I don't think it really matters. He's going to get through anyway. Gone purple in sector 2. 104.9. That's not bad. That's not far off what Leonard did. So Affery got quite a bit of pace here. Could be in for an unlikely championship contender. Though he is a reserve driver. He comes across the line now. Goes P1. Oh, what? What? Who is this guy? This is a reserve driver. But this is only Q1, so we'll have to see how things go for him. Maybe he'll get a permanent seat, but we'll have to see. Right now, he's just a reserve. His teammate Rob, currently down in 8th. I didn't catch his sector 2 time there. Oh, 1.15 up. So he's gone a little bit faster than his previous time, but he's not going to be flying. And where did he go? We're going to miss out, I'm afraid. I think he went P7 there. And we'll see what the classification for Q1 is. There, that's Rob actually went P6, so Affery, surprise P1, and 2x2 for the Alphas and the Red Bulls. Then Rob goes P6. Then it's another pairing of the Mercedes. And confirming SBG, Mockrain, and Dips have been knocked out of Q1. Dips apparently had cold tires and was a bit too fast on the gas. Seems the FIA has got to investigate the rear wing. Yep. Don't touch it, you'll get fined €50,000. On to Q2 then. And I'm gonna take a brief swig of orange squash to wet the metaphorical whistle. So, Q2, we're down from 18 drivers to 15. Let's bring some of the thingies back. Lap data is back. Track map is back. Unfortunately, I can't. Oh, can I? Actually. Nope. I can get rid of the UI if I want. Okay. I've just been completely silly about things. Anyway, first car out on track. Looks like it's going to be Roger Cito. Of course, that's not going to work because things are still... There we go. So car number 27. Not quite Nico Hülkenberg. Or as Daniel Ricciardo would say, come back. Currently on an outlap, as is Pookie. Invalidates, but that doesn't really matter. Balaz. Also out on track for his outlap, as is Chest Day. I really need to see who Chest Day is. Could someone please tell me? I don't remember. And I can't look at the Discord because it keeps inputting its own code into the two-factor authentication. It's just like, what? Why? The other Ferrari of Dan Edwin is also out. Got the other Mercedes out as well. Who we're gonna run with? Well, we'll have to see. Pookie, Rogicito, Ben Dixon in one of the Alpines. Hyper as well. He's gonna let the Alpine by, actually. Going mighty slowly. And so, Rogicito, the first man to set a flying lap in this session, unless he has a mistake, and that was looks rather wide to me. Oh, and he overcooks it. Keeps it out of the wall. He tried to emulate his hero, Mazepin there, I think. That was close, so he won't set the benchmark on this occasion. That's gonna be up to Balaz Jurancic. Or Balaz as he wants to be called. So Balaz will set a Sector 1 time of a 28.7. He's on the medium tyres. Let's in fact look at the tyres. Most people on mediums. And I think Rogicito was not quite in tune with the mediums there. Maybe he didn't warm them up enough. Marcy, Robert, Kane, Ivan, and Ben Dixon are the only men on that track with softs. Though Marcy has not left the pits yet, so we'll have to see. Balaz currently coming through turn 13 onto the back straight. I've not caught the sector times because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, had someone gone off there? No, I think it was just a Mercedes making way for another Mercedes. I think that's Pookie on an outlap, and that was Hyper providing a bit of a slipstream. Balaz, oh, yeah, 129.0, not a great time. Pookie, 127.6, that's not great either. Cheste, 128.4. Then again, Pookie is on mediums, so that might be a good time as far as mediums are concerned. Anyone else on a flying lap here? Dan Edwin is, but he's lost his front wing, so something's gone dreadfully wrong there. Grinstander has just started his lap. Faco is coming towards the end of his lap, 105.7. Remember, he's on medium, so it might be a decent time. Ben Dixon, 126.9, but he's on the soft tires. Phone is beeping at me. And Winds is streaming too. That's Me Gusta, I think. And Faco and Leonard have both gone P2 and P3. Cheste should be Dirk. Okay, that should... So he's just changed his name to fuck with me, I think. Currently, I'm going to just do something quickly here. I'm going to check the Discord. I'll put myself in voice chat if anyone wants to join me for commentary reasons. Is the thing going to behave? No, of course not. Behave, you stupid thing. I tab out for 5 seconds and decides, no, I'm not going to work properly, mate. I would like you to work properly. I only turned off the display capture. I did not turn off the game capture. There's no reason for the display capture to stop working. Are you going to behave now? Yes. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Ah, right. Oh, I think Rogacito may have actually gone off at the same corner again. Oh dear. Things aren't going well for the Haas driver here. I think that's inexperience in qualifying on mediums. And currently he's got the slowest time by far. That is not representative.
Just day, Dirk. I only have one screen.
Screen. Yes. Only have one screen. Don't know why it's doing that. Yeah. Right. So, Marcy is on a flying lap here.
Coming through turn 11.
Into turn 12.
What's his sector 2 time going to be like? It's not going to be amazing. 106.1.
Effectively a 106.2. Going down towards the penultimate corner. Technically the final corner. On to the start-finish straight, the final straight, the main straight, and across the line for 127.8.
That puts him P8.
Then there's Afari, also on medium tyres. Cannot confirm if he's been flying or not. I've not been with him all lap. Opens his DRS for the final run to the line, and that he pushes Marcy down the place as he goes P8 himself. Currently, only one man on. Ooh, Dan Edwin on a outlap, even. Chest Day, whoever he is,
on a flying lap as well. I really would like the Steam thing to not slow me down. I don't think it is. Doesn't look like it. It's behaving for once.
type of tires. Well, want to see the tire details? Well, there things are, and it looks like most people have decided to switch over to softs, depending on how things go. Well, currently, Faco is in the pits, so he hasn't set a lap on softs. That would have been on the mediums. Currently, P1 is Kane, 126.0. Ivan, 126.2. But I think those were set on soft tyres. So at the moment, it's going to be Faco and Leonard on the alternate strategy, unless they go out again on the softs. And there is a bit of teamwork. Dan Edwin providing a bit of a slipstream to Cheste here. And then Cheste going to provide a bit of a slipstream for Dan Edwin. So the second Ferrari goes P3. 126.7 as Marcy retires. And Dan Edwin now will have a decent tow along the main straight. So now he just has to not fuck it up. Oh, how's that happened? He's getting another tow. Oh, I think I know what happened. I think Cheste decided to cut turn 1 like the medical car tends to do. So a bit cheeky. On the soft tyres, Dan Edwin has not yet set a lap time, so he's got to make this count. Otherwise it will have been for nothing. Very nicely through turn 10. Last time I tried turn 10, I was very off-piste. Bit of a lag spike there or something. Dan Edwin now, I think he will, with this lap, he will probably push Marcy out of the top 10. Gotta see though. We'll probably only get one other chance, one other attempt if he can get this right. Rob is going out on medium tyres. Rogacito, I think, is going to be attempting a lap on soft tyres as well, as Dan Edwin now goes P3. So that does knock Marcy out of the what do you call it? The top 10. Afari, I think, has just pushed him further down. No, that would actually be Pookie, maybe. Who was that? That was Pookie. So, yeah, Pookie has pushed Marcy down into 12th. Afari is coming out of the pits now to try and get that position back. And Roger Cito not having a great session here. I think he's on an outlap, though. Actually, no, there's time. He's got a timer, so that means he's on a flying lap, technically. Oh, someone's come to a stop at the end of the pit lane. That would be Afri. Being a bit cheeky. And, yep, Leonard and Faco are going out on soft tyres. I think they're being rather cautious with this. They could still get through onto Q3 on the medium times, but I don't think they want to take the chance. They could potentially get knocked out, but I think the only people who could do that would be it would have to be Roger Cito and Rob, and frankly I don't think they're... I'm going to be frank here, I don't think they're... Roger Cito I don't think is of the caliber to be able to do that. And Rob, he's not yet proved himself, and he is on the soft tire. Oh, he goes round! So he won't be knocking them out. So I think... I think Faker and Leonard could well go out, afford to start the race on mediums if they wanted to. Who was that? That was Faco. He's gone 8/10 faster than his previous time. I think he's going to set the time anyway. Goes P2, so he will be starting the race on soft tyres. And Leonard, I think, might well do the same. We'll have to see. Coming across the finish line now. Only P4. But he stays safe, I guess. And he'll start the race on the soft tyres as well. Rob, oh yeah, he won't be setting a time, so things have gone drastically wrong for him. And Roger Cito doesn't have a lot of time to get round the track to start a flying lap, and he's going on the mediums again. I would have gone on the softs. I think you want to try and go as fast as you can, get as good a lap as you can, and I don't think this was the right decision to make. He's got 25 seconds to get round to the finish line. I don't think he's got enough time. Apari, almost 3/10 up in Sector 2, taking turn 10 very gingerly. Oh, man, another bit of a lag spike there. Into turn 11, and no, Roger Cito is not going to get a lap in, so his lap time is stuck at a 1:49.3, which would be bad even which would be a bad time in Belgium. So it's yeah, not gone wrong for Roger Cito there. Afari, I didn't catch his Sector 2 time there. Comes around the final corner. DRS opens across the line. Goes P6. So at least one Aston Martin will get into Q1, much like it was last season. At risk at the moment is Hyper and Gwynsander. Both of these drivers desperate to get through. They need to get through, but they've got fierce competition. Ben Dixon in the Alpine, we know that he's a fairly capable driver. Coming through the final corners. He's got seconds to go. It might not be a good time. It moves him up to P7. Hyper now across the line. Goes P1 and Gwynsander. That's pushed Chesday into the knockout zone. And Gwynsander also so both of the Ferraris have been knocked out. Dan Edwin and Chesday have been knocked out of Q2. And that's a bit of an upset for the red team, the prancing horse. And Dan Edwin, I don't think he'll be happy with that. He probably thought that his original time could have got him through, but in the end it didn't.
Didn't work out so well for him.
So, the drivers who have been knocked out: Dan Edwin, Chesterday, Marcy, Roger Cito, and Rob. Rob crashed on his one attempt at trying to get a time in. Roger Cito kept spinning out and got Belgium times in. Marcy retired too early. And Chesterday and Dan Edwin didn't really get a lot of luck today. So we move on to the top 10 shootout. Hyper taking an unexpected P1, just like it was in the previous session with Afri. So, Q3. 10 drivers remaining, all of them shooting for pole. And at this moment, I can't really tell who's gonna get it. Let's bring back lap data. We don't need any details, so... So, first car out on track is going to be a Mercedes. I think that might be... In fact, yes, that is Hyper. Car number... was that 94? Excuse me, I'm number 94, thank you. Never mind. Was that 94? I can't tell, because Mercedes never did fix their numbers, did they? Yes, it is 94. It's my number. I always liked 94. Anyway, Hyper will potentially set the benchmark in this session. Behind him is Kane, mighty fast driver under the right circumstances, but he's not being the most consistent. Behind him is Balaz in the McLaren, and Afari in the Aston Martin, and behind that, quite a few turns behind, is Lennart. Coming out of the pits now, we've had Ivan come out just a few seconds ago.
Good evening.
Ah, good
We
evening.
can join you for Q3, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Who am I speaking to? Hello?
No, I think we lost someone.
Hello. The second head of FAA here. Just needed to fix some technical issues first, so I can actually spectate the game as well, etc.
Sorry, I'm having difficulties hearing you. Maybe I'll turn the master volume down a bit. So, which will make it a bit quieter for me, but also a bit quieter for everyone else, because I've already got the game volume down quite a bit. Right, so who was going to be... Ah, yes, it was going to be Hyper who would set the benchmark, as he's coming through the twisty-turny bits right now into turn 6. Not turn 6, turn 7. No, turn 8. I keep getting these things wrong. Turn 9 and 10. And very nicely done. CRS wide open. Heading down towards turn 11. There's car number 94. One that isn't me, I swear. Looking fairly quick, 104.6 through sector 2. Making sure not to go too far over the line at the exit of turn 13. Otherwise you'll get your lap invalidated. And on the final straight, CRS opens one last time. 1:26.0 is the benchmark. That's not too far behind what his Q2 time was. Balaz will be next, but he's invalidated. Pookie, I think, is on an outlap. Afari goes second, but he's 0.8 down on the hyper. And Kane has come into the pits. Leonard gonna provide a tow to Faco. Goes P2, 1:26.1, and Faco will be starting his outlap, his flying lap now even. But Leonard will not be pulling a. Oh, which team was it? He won't be pulling a medical car move. And so Faco does not get a tow into turn 4. Nicely does it. Don't pull a Lewis Hamilton. Because, you can't go over the curbs there. Or the white line. Otherwise, you'll get a penalty. Unlike Lewis Hamilton, who went over that line 29 times and didn't get one single, no one looked at him. It was like it was just another day in the life of Lewis Hamilton. Anyway, Faco. Very fast driver. We know what he's capable of. After all, he did win. He is the reigning champion in CRS. Having some strange... that's Hydrath. Okay. Hydrath was the one who tried to talk to me, so... Yep. Technical difficulties for everyone today as Faco heads towards the finish line now. Goes P1, 25.7. And that blows Hyper's Q2 time out of the water. And I think that's Gwynsander, who's just gone P5 in the Williams. Leonard looking he's a few tenths down on his teammate. Not looking so good if he wants to bring the fight to Faco this season. Currently Kane on an outlap. Going very quickly for an outlap. But Kane could be the surprise here. He has been able to snatch pole position a couple of times in Season 3. He was able to pull off some very good qualifying moves in Season 3. But he never really seemed to have a lot of luck. I think in the USA, he got punted around on the very first lap. And in Portugal, the final round, he opted to stay on dry tyres in the wet. And that had consequences for the championship. And that was something I meant to make, wasn't it? I meant to make a Season 3 highlights thing, but... strapped for time anyways, so... Yeah, okay. Never mind. We've got a car going slowly. That's Gwynsander. I think he was going slowly anyway for the... Thinking he was going to let Leonard by. Oh, he did let Leonard by. Just Leonard went straight into the pits. So, Kane, 104.4. I'm not certain what Faco did in Sector 2, but Kane is flying. This could be a very good time. Through the final corners now. Main straight. Crosses the line, and now only P2, but it's not far behind Faco. Just a couple of hundredths and a couple of thousandths. There's not a lot in it. Kane, potential outside chance for the championship today. Not this year, this season. He's got 15 races to prove himself. Leonard on another outlap. Well, that must have been Faco who duped the Gwyn. That was it. I can never remember the names. Always takes me a second. I'll take a brief look at my graphics just to see how things go. I've turned a lot of things down to low. To the post processing down a bit, I think that might help. So it might look a bit worse, but I'd rather have frames over quality on this occasion. Don't know if it'll help the stream. Leonard, though, carry through turn 4 now. And across the line of Sector 1, and he's a 10th up. So that's an improvement. Not a massive improvement, but an improvement. Pookie also on the flying lap now. Looking to improve, of course. Pookie will be looking for his first championship. Was a decent driver in the previous season. Won a couple of races on merit. But at the moment, it's not looking like a particularly strong qualifying from Pookie. And we've got another case of teamwork between the Alphas. Leonard getting a tow from Faco, who knocks out one of the distance boards. And now Leonard will be providing a bit of a tow for Faco. And Leonard goes fastest now, but only by 0.02 of a second. And Faco actually goes straight into the pits. And Faco has just gifted a provisional pole to Leonard. Not certain if that was intentional. Pookie now through on the final straight. What can the Mercedes do? It's only P6. 0.3 faster than his previous best, but it's not enough. Winsander now, the lead car in a train of mostly outlappers, blue flags. What can the Williams do? Currently sits at P7. Weaving, trying to get some heat into those tyres. Behind him is Ivan Hafterkamp. First time we've focused on Ivan today. This evening, Ivan was the third man, the man who finished P3 in the championship in season 3. We've got yellow flags. Is that Kane retiring? No, he's just going very slowly. What is he doing? He's picking up rubber or something. Well, I'm very confused as to what Kane is doing here. I think he's waiting for Ivan to come around to give him a tow or something, but I think he's not timed it right. Hyper has only managed P4. Kane will finish best of P3. Winsander only slightly up in Sector 1. It's not a massive improvement, only about 500ths actually. What will his Sector 2 time be like? Only 3,000ths. So he's improving, but not really by much. It won't be enough to move him out of P7. Going around the final corner, will he come into the pits, or is he going to... Well, obviously he's going to try and improve. He does improve, but it's not enough. Ivan now, also not enough. Only improves by a single hundredth. Oh, and we just catch Ben Dixon smashing into the tyre barrier. And I think he overcooked it. Must have overcooked it on the exit of turn 14. which means he will start a best position of P9, and Duransticker did not get a lap time in. So that means Leonard on pole, Faco P2, that is a Alfa Romeo 1-2, Kane starts in P3, then it's Hyper in P4, Ivan P5, Pookie P6, Afri P7, Gwynsander P8, Ben Dixon P9, and Balaz does not get a time in and will thus start the race in P10. It's very close. Only 0.02 separates pole from P2. It is 2/2500ths between pole and P3. So it's a very tightly contested pole position. But it's Leonard who will start in that crucial P1 spot. What can Faco do from P2? We shall have to see. We shall have to see. Yes, indeed. And so, we move on to the race. I can hear music. There should not be any music. Why can I hear music? I haven't turned the music on. What? Huh. I swear I didn't turn it back on. Maybe I fat-fingered something somewhere. We'll just have to see. And so we wait. I have some music we can put on though. Oh, never mind. Mockrain keeps having connection issues. So we might have an AI car in this race. Or car that's constantly AI. He's back in the session again. Let's just go take a look at the audio settings quickly. Oh, I did put the music back on by mistake. Whoops. So, what are the tyres? Well, everyone from P1 to P11 is running on softs. Everyone from P12 to P19 running on mediums. And we've got Megusta, wins 2120 in P19 in an AlphaTauri. I don't think he's meant to be in that, but he's just a reserve driver, so it doesn't really matter. Bring up the lap data, bring up the telemetry. Run some things quite differently if we want. No penalties, obviously, because it's only the formation lap. And position change will be something we'll pay attention to a little later on in the race. And I tell you, my throat has been quite accustomed to not having to scream and shout every Wednesday, and now it's not liking it. So, apologies if you keep hearing me swigging my drink. Anything to wet the proverbial whistle. I'll just quickly tab out again, and now back in. Just to make sure that we have as much frames as we can get. Because everyone likes frames. They don't like not getting them. And so the grid is about to line up. And we'll turn the UI off for this. The start. Yeah, everyone is more or less lined up. Five lights on. It's lights out and away we go, and it's a poor start for, I think that's Hyper. Indeed, it was Hyper. And we're looking at the wrong car, and that's Leonard in the lead, and Kane has managed to jump Faco. But Faco's fighting back, he has to go off the track to do it, and I think he's going to let the Red Bull back past. Ivan is now up into P4, as we've got Alpine going slowly by the looks of things. He's being overtaken by Cheste. Another minute, things looking rather chaotic, as you might expect from the first lap of a race. Things are very close. Ivan has dropped back, and that's letting Hyper back up into P4. And now Ivan under threat from Gwynsander. Something's not going right for Ivan here. He was up into P4 for a moment, but then he's fallen back down, so things not going right. Balaz currently holding on to P10, but he's let Dan Edwin through into the points. SBG has made a lightning start. Let's look at things here. Position changes. Currently, Kane up 1, Faco down, Gwynsander up 2, Pookie down 2, so he's down in 8th. Dan Edwin has jumped from P11 to P9. SBG in the AlphaTauri has jumped up 5 positions to P11 on the cusp of the points, but he's under attack by Ben Dixon and Rob. Ben Dixon has a wealth of experience with the league, and he could be about to make an overtake on SBG here. No, doesn't look like it. He's going to hold back for now. Stygian dips as quite a way back from... Oh, and he gets a bit of a wheel spin on the exit there, and that puts him under threat from Mossy. Bit of contact on the rear wheel there. Oh! And that's contact there. And that could be... No, that's Marcy letting dips through, I think. So that's a bit of footage for people for FIA to take care of. And Mokrane has had a game crash, I think, so he's having to rejoin the game completely. Currently, Leonard leads the field 5/10 ahead of Kane. Looks like his car might be set up more for the straights, as he was losing time through turns 11 and 12 compared to Kane, but now he's flying. So Kane, no, he wasn't using the ERS like I thought he might be. But Kane, of course, does have the slipstream, but even so, I think he's losing time still. Sort of plateaued around 5.5 tenths. Well, he is making some ground now. And we've got a virtual safety car as Marcy has DNF'd. Not certain what's gone on there, but it allows Dips the opportunity to change his front wing for not so much of a penalty, but he's already lost a lot of time because of that crash. So currently, Migusta has up into P17. Rojacita and Cheste are both down at least 2 places. Mokrane is up 3. Rob up 2. Ben Dixon down 3. So he's gone from P9 to P12. Bit of a terrible start. SBG made that lightning start. He's up into P5, not P5, P11. He's up 5 positions. And further up, Hyper has actually lost P4 again. So he's down into P6. And that's pushed Ivan back up into P4 as Dips Oh dear, he picks up a drive-through. So that's gone from bad to worse for Stygian. But the race is now back underway as Mokrain has retired. I think he might have lost it on the exit of turn 12. Will we get another VSC or full safety car? At the moment, it's just double-waved yellows. I don't think we're going to get anything. We would have had it by now. And no, it was cleared up without any incident. And there's a car going really wide. That's Gwynsander. I thought he was going through the gravel there. Currently, Leonard holding P1 ahead of Kane. But at the minute, he's actually lost a bit of time. Yes, indeed. The gap is now down to less than 0.4 of a second. And the DRS is active now, so Kane will have an opportunity to overtake potentially on this lap, or next lap anyway. Beginning of lap 5. He is very close to the tail end of that Alfa Romeo. It's Ferrari power versus Honda power. But everything's equal here, mostly anyway. Wheelbases can apparently affect how a car handles. And the Red Bull tends to be easier to drive than the Alfa Romeo, so I've heard. Kane, however, has lost a couple of tenths through the final sector, so he's not able to make up any positions at the moment, and at the minute it's just a bit of a DRS train. There's just been another move. Rob is up into P9. I think SPG might have had a bit of a clunk somewhere. Maybe that's why Mokrain retired. Take a look at SPG's car, if we can. No, I don't see any damage. No, I don't see any damage there, so not certain why he's down there, but all his hard work has been lost. Hyper is down in P15. So something's gone wrong, massively wrong for the Mercedes. Fortunately, I've not been able to see much that's been going on. I am just one man. Could Kane make a move on this lap? Well, it depends. I guess he's very close again, but he was very close in the last lap too, and he's just losing it through the corners. That's dirty air for you. And Leonard is using a fair amount of his energy, but Kane isn't using his energy. He must be holding off for now. He's just relying on his DRS. He's saving the energy for later. That could be a very smart play, as Afri and Dan Edwin have both got past Gwynsander, who is making a pit stop. As is Pookie, so the softs would appear to be falling off the cliff now. And Kane was very close, within 0.2 of a second there. Let's see what the tyres are. Situation is now. Hyper on mediums, on soft still. Currently, Dips on 1 lap old mediums. Gwynsander and Pookie on fresh mediums. Any stops? Only 3 people have done stops. So Hyper has not lost his position through a pit stop. He's lost it through something else. And Dips is the first man to pick up a time penalty. And then Balaz follows him just moments later. So King not as close on this lap as he was the previous. And currently, the Alphas and the Red Bulls running away at the top. It's almost like Mercedes versus Red Bull in the 2021 season. And there's a car going off. I think that's Balaz. Not certain what's gone on there. I think maybe he's lost the rear end. Gwynstander also has a 10-second time penalty. What? He was going incredibly slowly. Why has he got a 10-second penalty for that? Leonard is pitting now. That has put Kane into the lead of the race for now. We'll have to see what Leonard can do as Ballas has retired from the race. So something, it's just a bit of a night to forget for Ballas. Currently, Kane leading the race. He's a second ahead of Faco. He's just pulling away. I think he knows that if... Well, he does know. Kane driving the nuts off that Red Bull. Ooh, don't hit the microphone. Yeah, driving the nuts off as he knows if he doesn't drive fast enough, he could be undercut by Leonard, who is currently in P10, and he's getting very close to that. Well, in fact, he has just got past. Very risky overtake on Magusta there. And Kane is going to stay in the pit. Stay out on the track. And Faco is pitting now. Anyone else going to pit? Well, don't think so. Currently, Rob in P5. Let's look back at the position changes. Rob currently 10 positions up. Alternate strategy working quite well for the medium runners. Most of them anyway. And Dan Edwin up 8 positions. So he's on the podium places for now. Yeah. Race replay would be nice if people would save that, because unfortunately I'm only one man. I can't catch everything. Co-commentators would be useful as well. We're looking for that. We're looking for an editor as well. Any assistance with our VODs and editing and highlights would be much appreciated. Dan Edwin under threat from Affery. 5/10 between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari. Almost called it Red Bull as it gets a bit of a snapper oversteer, a bit of a tank slapper. But he's able to keep it ahead of the Aston Martin for now. Aston Martin has a lot more energy to play with. So Affery playing it very, very carefully. Or sneaky. Oh, and that's not gone very well for Dan Edwin. He gets a lot of oversteer on the exit of turn 1. And that just opened the door for the Aston Martin to get through. Meanwhile, Kane still in the lead. We'll have to see what the gap time is. Leonard and Faco 20 and 22 seconds away. And of course, Kane's tyres won't be lasting, but he's going to be trying to pull a Hamilton here. See how long he could stretch his tyres out for before he switches them. And Leonard looks like he might be caught behind a Haas. Indeed, he was, but now he's just got past. So that Haas won't be holding him up for any longer. And then it will be up to Faco to get past that very same Haas. So now Leonard is within the pit time, the safety period. Oh, and Dips has just retired. He's just crashed on the exit. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Safety car, full safety car, and this is... Ooh. That might not go very well for the Red Bull duo. Cars are pitting now. Roger Cito, both the Mercedes. They're going to test the double stack update that was put in the game a month or so ago now. And that's a lot faster. So, only in the end, Pookie only loses 1 position to Magusta there. Very fast stop for SBG as well. So currently, Kane and Ivan leading the race. Are they being allowed to go at race speed? Don't think so. This might not have worked out very well for this duo here, but we'll have to see. Leonard and Fakeaways are actually 20 and 23 seconds behind. I think they're really far behind, so this could actually really work out for the Red Bulls here. If they pit now, they should come out ahead of the Alphas. And indeed, Kane is pitting, as is Ivan. And they double stack. Oh, and Kane's not going. No, that's... Oh, it's just issues. Strange, laggy issues. So, Kane had gone. It was just... The game decided, no, he's not moving for you. Leonard now has managed to overtake Ivan. So it's not gone too well for Ivan. Gwynsander has also got past Ivan as well. So it's not worked out too well for Ivan there. It has compromised one of the Red Bulls, but Kane is leading the race now on merit. So it could work out very well for him. He's been fighting for that for P1 all race. Now he's got a good chance, and his tyres are fresher than those of the Alfa Romeos. Indeed. In an entire 3 and 2 laps old, younger. It's not much fresher, but you never know. These things, it could decide a lot. Could make the difference. That's what I was looking for. Discord's got a major API outage. Oh. I didn't know that. And as the FIA, you're probably going to have a bad night. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. In the meantime, I will remove myself from the voice chat. That might help a little bit. And back into the spectator. Just waiting for SBG to catch up. Of course, he's not going to do it early enough, so the race will resume on lap 13. In fact, SBG coming straight into the pits again. Why? I guess he doesn't want to stay out on the soft tyres. Probably chose the wrong tyres, so he's having to pit again for hard tyres. Well, now you've got to catch up again, mate. Do it quickly, please. Quickly, please. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Trickety trock, trickety trock. So Kane apparently still on fresh tyres, which is strange because he's done at least a lap on them, I think. Just gotta wait for SBG to catch up. I think he might well do it. Oh, something's going on. Hyper's lost a position. Somehow. I think. So, The game is just being strange tonight. Just being very strange. Let's quickly look at the position changes. Rob up 7 positions in P8. Dan Edwin now in P6. Gwyn Sander up 4 positions in P4. Safety cars in this lap now. And Kane has jumped from P3 to P1. Now someone's going to have to remind me. I don't remember if Kane's won a race or not. It's possible. I don't remember. Just need a quick look at the Discord. But I think if he can hold on to P1 here, this could be his first race win, potentially. And he leads the field away. And I think he's caught Lennart off a little bit there. And Ivan making a move, but he's not quite got the straight line speed. And Gwyn Sander has actually caught Ivan out. So Ivan now in P5. In fact, no, he's not being caught out. He's oh, that's very close there. No, yeah, Ivan did get overtaken by Gwyn Sander. Forgive me, I got that wrong. And we've got another yellow flag. That's SPG. He's had a crash. He's pulled a Mazepin. But we've only got double waved yellows that might get cleared up before we need a safety car or anything. And Ivan's not had a great, what's it called? Restart here. And Lennart already 9/10 down on Kane, who now he is in fresh air. He's just absolutely flying. And Lennart had to use a bit more of the ERS than Kane did there. So he might not have an answer to Kane's pace. The Red Bull is just flying. That safety car actually worked out quite well for Kane. And he's not having to use as much of his energy as Lennart is. He was briefly a second ahead of Lennart, but now he is ahead again. And he sets the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:29.2. And this will be his first time leading the championship if he can win. But he just has to not overdrive the car. Currently, 1.4 seconds ahead of Lennart. He's just not got the pace. He was in the lead for so long, and it's just... I think, yeah, Kane was just biding his time. Currently, closest fight looks like it's between Ivan and Gwyn Sander. Or is it Dan Edwin and Ivan? We'll follow these three for now. As Kane just extends his advantage. You'd think he was in a Mercedes. Please, I don't want them to be dominating again this season. Please. Please. Yes, you'd think Kane was driving a car that wasn't equal. But no, he's just flying. Maybe he's done a lot of practice. Ivan, very close to the diffuser of the Williams ahead. He's desperate to get that P4 back. And currently, Gwyn Sander is just falling further and further behind. And he's moving aside. He's breaking the toe. A bit of a tactical toe break there. Fortunately, the only toes being broken here are slipstreams and not actual toes. Trust me, you don't want to break a toe. The real one. Because that hurts. Anyway. Ooh, something's going on with my phone. Nope, never mind. Anyway, into turn 8. Currently, Ivan still within 4/10 of Gwyn Sander. He'll get a bit of DRS help on the straight here as we exit turn 10. Gets very, very close. Using the ERS. Gwyn Sander's using a lot of ERS to defend. Not going to be able to make the move on this occasion. But Ivan is just playing it smart. Don't touch that curb. You can touch this one, though, that's fine. Gwynsander using up a fair amount of his ERS, but it's just not enough. He only has the assistance of a slight slipstream from Faco. And Ivan is going to have the DRS again. He's very, very close. And I think, yes, he's going to follow the Williams. He's not going to let the toe be broken. He goes up the outside. But he doesn't break as soon as Gwynsander did. Gwynsander defending this position like a lion. And this time, once again, Gwynsander goes up the outside trying to break the toe, but it was not enough. And Ivan has got through, and there's a bit of a snap for the Williams. Not too much, though, so he's managed to stay behind the Red Bull. Now it's up to Ivan to try and catch up to the Alphas in front. He's lost a lot of time thanks to Gwynsander holding him up. And you bet he wishes there was blue flags for the people in front of you. Gwynsander's used up way too much of his energy, whereas Ivan still has plenty, 40%. Simply doesn't have enough to fight back. And Ivan's also trying to break the toe now. But he's not catching up. He's only pulling slightly ahead of Gwyn here. Indeed, Gwyn he's used up way too much of his energy, and it's not going to be enough. He does have the DRS, but he just doesn't have the energy to play with. And now Leonard is 2 seconds behind Kane. Where has this pace come from? And now here's that squabble we were going to be talking about. Faco is right up the chuff of that Alfa Romeo of his teammate and his championship rival from the previous season. Well, Faco try and get past as his front right locks up there. And I think he's lost a bit of time thanks to that. You don't want to be locking up. Yep, indeed, he's lost a bit of time to Leonard there. Will he try and get past Leonard? Will Leonard even let him past? It's a bit of a question. One that might need answering. But at the minute, neither of these Alphas has an answer to the pace of Kane's Red Bull. Ivan, though, has closed the gap a little bit, but he's also now on dregs of energy. His battery doesn't have a lot of life left in it. And I think he's lost time again. These two just have a lot more power, energy to play with. Faco has actually got past Leonard now. I don't think Leonard was making that easy for him. But Leonard has the DRS now. Will Leonard try and make the move? No, he's just holding on to the end. And Gwynsander's had a crash. What's gone on for Gwynsander? He's lost it. He's pulled a Mazepin. He's lost it on turn 3. And Gwynsander, who was in such a good position, has lost it all on lap 18 of this race. So an utter disaster for the Williams. That's not right. Apparently, Faco is less than 100th behind Kane, but that's clearly not right. Yeah, indeed, intervals have gone all over the place. But still, the two Alfa Romeos are squabbling over second place, the final 2 positions of the podium. Both drivers around 30% of battery. Let's see what the intervals are then. Kane is approximately... He goes over the line now. approximately 2.5 seconds ahead of Faco. And Leonard, gotta try it. Nope, not on this occasion. Just not enough room left on the straight for Leonard to get past. And he doesn't have the greatest exit out of turn 2. Meanwhile, Ivan is falling further behind. And Dan Edwin is going to make a move. That's a move by Hyper. He's going up the inside of Dan Edwin. Catching the Ferrari off guard maybe a bit. And indeed, the Mercedes fighting for the position. I don't know if he's going to make it. He's in the lead at the minute. Indeed, he has. Oh no, Dan Edwin is still fighting back. But no, Dan Edwin, the Ferrari, has lost out for now. Hyper, though, will not get DRS from Ivan ahead, which means Dan Edwin will be able to potentially get the move back, position back. But that was a very cheeky move from Hyper, who won the Hungarian race of Season 3. In fact, Hyper has managed to close the gap, I think, to Ivan. So he will get the DRS on the main straight here, which will not be what Dan Edwin would want to see. And there's 2 more Mercedes behind. An Aston Martin and a Mercedes. And the Aston Martin getting close. Didn't get that corner right, I think, the braking zone. Had a bit wiggly on the exit of turn 2. That was turn 2, my mistake. Currently, the field is relatively bunched up. There's not a lot of fighting going on. Actually, no, it's mostly spread out. There's just this one small train here. And there's Magusta trying to make a move on Chesterday, who I think is just an AI at this point. Oh, no, Magusta is an AI, I think. So, yeah. Okay. Leonard, 3 seconds behind Kane. Is that really the difference between 3-lap-old mediums and fresh mediums? That can't be. That is just insane pace that Kane is showing here. Hyper is now less than 3/10 behind Ivan. The Mercedes, and Ivan, no, he's not going to go in the pits. I think he was trying to dupe Hyper there. But it hasn't worked, and Ivan doesn't have the ERS to play with. But Hyper's going to have to hold off for now. I think he doesn't want to give any DRS to the Red Bull. Oh, bit of a snap. That might compromise his move into turn 4. He's using up. No, he's not using any energy. Goes up the inside. Red Bull's fighting back. This is almost a carbon copy of the real 2021 Bahrain Grand Prix. And there's so close. No contact being made, but it's not looking particularly. It's like a nuclear bomb waiting to go off. Ivan has lost the position to Hyper, but there's a lot of squabbling going on. And Afri has, I think, got past Dan Edwin now. So Dan Edwin losing positions, and Pookie looking rather racy as well. And this is where most of the action is happening. The fight for P4 stretches down to P8. This is just looking. Oh, I don't have the words. I never have the words. Why do I bother? So, Pookie, unfortunately, he's at the tail end of the DRS train, and Ivan, he doesn't quite have the DRS to play with. He's not going to make the move on Hyper yet. Gets a little close for comfort there. And he's not had the best exit. Hyper, though, does get a bit of a tank slapper. He's moving off to break the toe. And that hasn't worked out quite well for Ivan there. But at the minute, it's status quo. As Leonard losing more and more pace to Hyper. Got some pit stops further down the field. Not certain why. Any move's gonna be made. Well, let's look at the position changes. Rob, 6 positions up. He's in 9th place at the moment. Mugusta, 7 positions up. He's in 12th. Rojacito, up 3 positions. He's the only man with a penalty at the moment. So it's been a really clean race for the most part. Although Balaz did have some a penalty as well at one point. Dan Edwin up 4 positions. He's in 7th. Hyper and Ivan are in their starting positions. So at the minute, status quo for them. And Kane just pulling further and further ahead of the Alfa Romeo duo, who just don't have an answer. Ivan, once again... No, he didn't have the DRS, or he's turned it off maybe. That looked scary. Half expected that Aston Martin to clunk the rear of the Red Bull. But I think Ivan and Hyper are dropping Afri here. Afri doesn't look like he's got a great amount of pace. Let's look at tyres. At the minute, oldest tyres on the field are the 15-lap-old mediums on Lennart and the 14-lap-old mediums on Fakeaways. Everyone else has 11 or 12-lap-old mediums, except the 3 cars outside of the points, which are on much fresher tyres. Ivan getting closer to Hyper. I think he's been saving up his energy a bit, but Hyper still has more. Pookie's made 2 stops. Ben Dixon and Rojacito have made 2 stops. Everyone else has made 1 stop. Mostly. Ooh, what's going on there? And I think that might have caught Ivan out too. I'm not certain what happened there. Hyper looked further ahead than he actually was, I think. I think Ivan might have been about to make the move. No, he has a bit of a look. But he's closer. Much closer than he was a few laps previous. Use the DRS. He's going to try and follow the toe, but I don't think he's going to have the opportunity to pass on this lap. That was very close. I think he's outbraked himself there. And he's gone very wide and lost a lot of his progress to Hyper there. That's not gone well. As Rojacito sets the fastest lap of the race now. 1:28.9. So he won't get a bonus point for that. Ivan now 7/10 or so behind Hyper. Not gone well for him at all. Really overcooked that turn 4 opportunity. And Lennart still running in P3, I think. Still running? He overtook at some point. And then Faco got back past. So, okay. Either way, the Alfa Romeos have been swapping positions occasionally, and they've just not got any answer for the pace of Kane, who has at least stopped accelerating so much. In fact, it could be that he's starting to lose a bit of time. But it's enough of a gap, I think, unless his tyres fall off the cliff completely, which is not going to happen. Faco and Lennart are going to lose their tyres first. And at some point, Afri did lose his position to Dan Edwin. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that. So now he's under threat from Pookie. But Pookie is still at the back of this DRS train, and he's the only man on hards in this train. Yes, indeed. 14-lap-old hards. Everyone else is on mediums. At least his tyres should last a bit longer. Into turn 11. Tyres are protesting a bit. Trying to get past that Aston Martin for P7, which is a couple more points to play with. Those could be crucial if Pookie wants to fight for the championship. But at the minute, he's not got a chance in hell. I think Ivan has lost his opportunity. He's not been able to catch back up to Hyper like he would have liked. He's closer because of the DRS, but he's just not getting close enough. I would be talking a bit more, but honestly, there's not really a lot going on. Or I've just not caught it going on, though Pookie is making a move. But not going to pay off at this occasion, actually, is it? Oh, he's going side by side with the Aston Martin. But he has to back off. Can't go side by side into turn 5 or 6, whichever one it is. Got to hold off for now, as the medium runners are starting to get a bit of a squirrely exit. Not a lot of traction to play with. Oh, and there's that Pookie going sideways. Indeed, it was. He got a bit of a tank slapper, and that's put Pookie out of the running. Oh, and Ben Dixon has gone around. But he's safe for now. He can just keep going. He's still got plenty of space to Rogacito behind, who also keeps picking up penalties. Kane, 5 seconds ahead now. He looked like he had a brief lapse in pace. But it wasn't enough for either of the Alfa Romeos to catch up. They're going to have to settle for second and third, I think. But who's gonna... Well, these positions are very crucial for the championship. And Lennart, he wants that second championship without a doubt. So he'll want to try and get past Faco if he can. But what can Faco do? He's on the slightly fresher tyres. But they're only 1 lap fresher. These guys are on the oldest tyres on the grid. And things are starting to peter out a bit now. Hyper is 1.5 seconds behind Lennart. Ivan is 1.2 seconds behind Hyper. And Afri is 1.5 seconds behind Ivan. And Pookie has managed to catch back up. So he lost a great deal of time due to a tank slapper, but now he's on the tail end of Dan Edwin here. So I thought Pookie was out of the running. Might not be, actually. So he'll get the DRS, but so will Dan Edwin. But not a lot of energy to play with for any of these cars. What can Pookie do? Well, he'll get the DRS. Will he have a bit more wing? He's using his energy. He's desperate to get past, but it's just not enough to play with. Will he make a dive bomb? Yes, he will. I think Dan Edwin locks up a bit as well. Will he get the DRS again? Oh, and I think he's just muscled his way past the Ferrari there. Indeed, he did. And he gets up into P7 finally. And now it's a fight for P6. He won't get a lot of opportunities to get past. There's 1.5 laps left. And I think Hyper is now starting to catch up to the Alfa Romeos. So the pace of the Alfa Romeos is now dropping off so much that they're just not able to keep up. They're falling further and further behind Kane, and just their pace deficit is allowing Hyper to catch up. But it was, and we're having more strange lag issues. So I've no idea what's going on. This has never happened before. But no one has... Oh, actually, Faco and Leonard have energy to play with. In fact, Leonard got back past Faco at some point. So Faco will not have a lot of opportunities to get back past Leonard. He's not dumping the energy. He only has one opportunity. Maybe there's a gentleman's agreement. Who knows? Could Faco try and get back past? He might try. He's using the ERS, but not a lot. He's gonna hold off, I think. Maybe wait until turn 11. And at the minute, Pookie is making his move on Afri, and he gets up into P6. So that's the Mercedes car number 25. I think he won at least 2 races in Season 3. And we know what he's capable of. And I think that will be minimum maximum position of P6 there. That's the highest he's going to really do unless someone has a crash ahead. Hyper, very close to Faco, but I'm not certain he's going to be able to make the move. Can he get past the Alfa Romeo here? Can he sneak his way onto the podium? He's trying to take a narrower line. He doesn't have the energy to play with, though. Faco is dumping it. The slipstream is all that Hyper's going to be able to play with. Kane, though, has just won the race. We've not been paying much attention to that. Leonard will finish second, and it's a very close finish for P3. Faco just edges Hyper for the final step of the podium. Ivan will finish perhaps a bit of a disappointing P5. Pookie P6, Afri P7, Dan Edwin P8, Rob will finish P9 on his debut, and Ben Dixon will finish a very disappointing P10. We know that he is a very capable driver, but P10 is just not a very good position to finish your first race of the season in. But give it up for Kane, ladies and gentlemen. I don't remember if this is his first race win. It might well be, but even if it isn't, it's an astounding drive. 6.7 seconds ahead of the Alfa Romeos. What a race. He's driven flawlessly, and that safety car just helped him out, but at the same time, it's hurt his teammate. So, we'll have to see what the points shape up to be like. That may have to wait for the next race, though. But I think we can get the points, a brief look at points anyway. At least for the Drivers' Championship. Constructors' Championship will probably have to wait, as Magusta gets the Games Driver of the Day. I mean, when half the field retires, it's not easy, it's not hard to get that. And there we go, Kane throwing away multiple copies of F1 2021 to a crowd of virtual people. And virtual copies as well, so yay, the robots can play the game now. And there we go, the game does start finally having its FPS issues during the podium celebration, without fail. But there we go, Kane will lead the championship then, ahead of Leonard and Faco, Hyper, Ivan, Pookie, Afri, Dan Edwin, Rob, and Ben Dixon. Magusta, Rojacito, and Chesterday failed to score, and Gwynsander, SBG, Dips, Balaz, Mokrane, and Marcy all failed to finish the race. So. I think I'll have to try and look things up. We'll take a screenshot and then we'll rack up the constructors' points afterwards, I think. Okay, there we go. Right. Right. Bear with me a minute. mean to turn that off. Right, so let's take a look at the all-important standings. So, Red Bull will have 35 points. In fact, let's pull up the calculator. Calculator, I need your assistance. So 35 points for Red Bull. Alfa Romeo, who finish P18 and P2 and P3, will get 18 and 15 points. That's 33 points to Alfa Romeo. Mercedes finish P4 and P6. That is 20 points. I can do maths with my head only as well, you know. Aston Martin will be next with 8 points. Then it will be Ferrari with 4 points and Alpine with 1 point. I only needed the calculator for Alfa Romeo, really. So there we go. That's the championship standings. I can't, unfortunately, put that up on screen. I don't have a way to do that. I'm not as skilled at the Streamlabs thing as everyone else is. But yes, indeed. Congratulations to Kane for winning the race, and he is now leading the championship. The next race of the season will be at Imola on the 2nd of February. So that's 1 week from now. Thank you for watching, everyone. And we hope to see you next week at Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari. Apologies if I've butchered that. Thank you for watching, everyone. And we'll see you next week with any luck. Thank you for watching. Thank you. And good night.